Yep. My remote play is completely borked. Why? It's disappeared and I can't get it back. Ugh, that is so annoying. I'm so frustrated.
I was just thinking to myself, we should do this upstairs, and lo and behold, here we are.
Yeah, we are upstairs. Why would we be downstairs? It's messy. Messy up here too, but it's the right type of messy.
Well.
Okay.
If I randomly mute, because I told someone please.
Well, I don't think I'll be able to log in because suddenly it will not show me without I'd have to do a full restart. Which actually I guess I can because I'm not connected there now that I think about it. Hold on.
Even if you can't get into the game, as long as you're in party chat, that's fine.
Yeah. We just gotta make sure that everybody can hear me. Which I'm sure they probably can, but that's just weird. It was working flawlessly. I was in the Snugpod. I minimized the window, and I can't get the window back. It's like it snaps
every time.
Another window, but I can't find it. It's very strange.
Oh, I had that problem with Oblivion.
Oh, yeah?
God, it was annoying. Once you started Oblivion streaming, like the old school Oblivion, started it for streaming, you couldn't open any other window. It wouldn't let you. It would stop the game.
That's so weird.
It was so annoying.
That's annoying.
It made testing things so...
Yeah, I bet.
It was anyway, welcome to the Snugpod. We'll just walk around here while we're... co-hosts, I tend to forget to. So, let's start at the front entrance. The front entrance, we have the glorious Breton statue in the center. If all the glowy blues glowed this, everything would be glowy. Everything. Gorgeous. Love it.
Hey, Crazy. Say something.
Something. Say something. Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? The question is, can you hear me on the stream, or did it reset a bunch of stuff and now no one can hear me?
I'll check your app settings.
I was hearing you on YouTube, so you should be good. That's what I was checking. You do sound a little quieter.
Well, that's probably because I'm in a bedroom full of sleeping people attempting not to wake anyone up. My husband is literally 1 foot to my right, and my child is about 10 feet to my left on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
We're at mother-in-law's house.
Okay. So in-laws are from the same area as where you're from then, huh? Okay, that's cool. I guess that would make sense. That would explain how you met your husband, I guess.
Yeah, you know, just a little maybe.
I mean, there are those that meet online and stuff nowadays, but it's probably still not quite the norm yet. More common than once was, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
My friends I talk with nowadays, I've met online.
That's true.
Oh, I definitely hang out with y'all more than I do any of my friends around here.
Oh no, it's just I can't find your paired PlayStation. Rip.
Oh,
I'm trying
whenever you
one last time, and if not, we'll just go as is, and I'll just run the stream summary from this side, and I just won't be in the Snugpod. And that will be okay.
You're still a good moderator.
I try.
Yeah, I got kicked out of the bedroom. I have a ginormous bedroom. Half of it I was using as an office. Some small child may have learned cartoons on my phone. So now the PlayStation is not allowed in the bedroom anymore. So it's the exact same setup. It's just downstairs.
I got nothing. My PlayStation is literally connected. And I can see the window if I open up, like, my desktop tabs. But for some reason, it will not show it to me on my screen. Show this window on all desktops. Nope, got nothing. How about new desktop? Nope.
Hello, everyone watching. We are still trying to figure out our audio for the evening. For all of us are going to be or joining the Sigic device.
I give up. We'll just go Sigic device, and I will moderate accordingly.
Why the title of this episode? Swimmer difficulties.
Indeed.
Oh.
Alright, so I will be ready then whenever you all are, as long as you can hear me okay.
Alright, Never, you can keep.
Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna see about turning up. No.
Me?
Yeah. If I can do it without it getting too crazy.
Wow.
You're halfway.
That could be... yeah, I'm probably halfway because I'm normally using my big old mic, but this is my headset mic, so...
Turning up. We'll see how it goes.
Testing. Testing.
Big yawns.
Yeah, testing.
Oh no.
Dude, I am so tired. We packed 2 U-Haul pods today to the top, like 8x10 pods. So tired.
Did you also have to pack the boxes, or were the boxes already packed?
Yup.
Ouch.
So, partially. Some were done, some were not.
Okay. We're gonna go with that. I'm not gonna fool with testing it. I just turned you up. We'll see how it goes.
We'll just find out. It'll be a fun time.
I said the title of this episode is difficulties.
Alright. If everybody's ready, I guess we'll start. Hello everybody, welcome back to yet another episode of A Snugpod Cast. We are currently at, I think, 128, so yeah, that number's getting pretty big. But we're here again, and we're kind of here again because we're not all actually in the Snugpod, but we are all on the communication network. The Sigic communication devices are in play, so bear with us. This is going to maybe be not our best sounding episode, but we're going to roll with it and see what happens. So I'm Never Separate. In studio with me is Gwen the Bard. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Fantastic. And not in the studio with us is Gone Crazy back soon. She went crazy and she just hadn't gotten back yet. How are you?
That's right. That's right. I'm not back yet, but soon, because I'll be returning home tomorrow. I'm pretty good. Tired, but good.
I was tired earlier, and then I got tired again, so I guess I'm retired.
Wow.
Yeah, that joke, unlike me, never gets old. Anyway, so have y'all been playing some ESO?
Sorta.
Sorta.
Sorta is
Sorta.
the right. Yep, sorta.
What have y'all been up to? Oh, Ember's just been unsummoned. Because, Ember was not here in the first place.
You want to go first, Gwen, or me?
I have been trying to decorate the Snugpod. There was a lot that I initially tried to do in game. We've tried to set up doing the new dungeon, but sickness caught up with me. There was a week in there we didn't have an episode. So it feels like that was an eon ago. I'm finally over it, but oh dang. I forgot that I was even sick until show notes, and I wish I didn't remember because that was the time. But that's out of game. That stopped me from doing in-game. But in-game, I've been just decorating the Snugpod for the most part. I've been trying to figure out what a Wemmer's staircase thing. A friend gifted it to me. I was told it fits perfectly in the Snugpod, and I must use it, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So I am trying to make it satisfactory, and I am not satisfied with the outcome yet, but all of the regular necessities that you would expect in our Snugpod are at least now back. What have you been doing, Ingy?
I was just going to comment that I think the staircase is pretty cool. But as far as what I've been up to in game, once the event ended, and actually probably the last few days of the event, I've not really been up to much. I've been doing other things. I was able to get the costume from it's not the Endeavors, the Golden Pursuit. So I did get that costume. So mission accomplished there. And I have enough tickets. I think I have all the pieces to make the thing, and I think I'm sitting on pretty close to full tickets, maybe 11 out of 12, because the current morph is a costume. Is that right?
Yep, it's the Robes of Julianos, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, not really my style, so I'm skipping those. So I'm set on tickets for now. So I did see that we have an event coming up that sounds kind of fun. I don't know that we've done it before, or at least I think I saw it officially revealed, but something about a Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild event.
We've done that before, but it was a secret event.
Okay.
So it was like one that they didn't advertise like very much. It was just kind of like, oh, and if you do a heist or you do this during this time period, then you'll get a bonus. But I haven't actually seen what the event will entail this go around.
Yeah, there was something about even just pickpocketing random citizens would give you a chance for the whatever the reward thing is, and it's like, well, that sounds cool. I won't be able to probably do anything with it because my inventory is going to be bleeding, exploding. Actually, I kind of wish it would explode and then everything would just go somewhere else. but anyway, I thought it sounded like kind of like a fun little kind of side activity to do, to kind of let you do that while doing other things. You can just go around, randomly wander around towns. But anyway, as far as what I've been up to the past week, since then, not really a whole lot. Now, I will allow you to continue because I think I interrupted you, and that was rude of me.
You're fine, no worries. I have been doing inventory, basically because of the event, because you get so many like style pages and furnishings and stuff from this last event. So, finished out strong, nabbed Golden Pursuit costume on both platforms. I have been playing PlayStation, but it's usually much later than everybody else. Like, if I'm lucky, there's maybe one person online when I'm able to finally get on PlayStation. So I feel like the Nightblade that no one ever sees, that just sort of exists, but it isn't ever seen by anyone. And I have also just been trying to make up all the gold I spent during the event, because all the style pages and stuff get really cheap. So, yeah, I've been trying to do my writs to make up for that, because I spent a lot of gold. And I can't remember, and I was going to check, because I know I got the Sparkle Pony on PC, and it's taken me 2 years to do it. But I don't think I got it on PlayStation. I think I was like 2 short, if I remember correctly. But yeah, other than that, this week the Oblivion remastered game came out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And I have a copy of it, but I have not been able to fully download it or get in there yet because A, I've been doing lots of real life stuff, and B, I need to do a little bit of an upgrade to my laptop probably to get it to run, i.e. make some actual hard drive space. So, yeah, other than that, that has pretty much been it for me this week. It's been a busy week real life, so not as much game time as normal.
Well, when you do get around to actually making your character in Oblivion, good luck. Because
it's not going to be the potato faces that you posted.
He didn't post potato face. He posted straight up Jim Henson Muppets. Like, these are things you would expect to see in, like, the Dark Crystal. Okay?
That's true. They did kind of look...
They were terrifying. I stopped myself. I held myself back there, but that would have been an appropriate word choice.
I thought that they kind of reminded me of, like, an elementary school art show. Just some of those faces.
Oh my! An elementary school.
Yeah, like
yikes.
kids that haven't quite learned how to draw yet, but you always put their stuff on the wall because you just do.
So what you're saying?
Listen here, Never. Caricature art. Caricature art is a true art form, and those like caricatures, and with those textures, it was definitely exactly. See, it's fine.
Well, when you get one made, I want to see what you come up with, because, oof.
I am going to make a very, very lovely character.
I've seen some
probably going
really
to be
great
a
ones.
Breton. I'd actually play a Breton. I've never played a Breton before.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I kind of am considering doing a dark elf for the fire resist, to be honest.
But that's
I think that's what I played last time.
My holiday, my winter. Probably not getting any new.
Fair.
Oh, that will be my winter. Gone when the snow's all on the ground and I can't work anymore. Then I'll play it.
Well, I was happily surprised at the price point. I think that that was a reasonable price to release it, seeing what all they've done to it. Didn't expect it to be a $20 game for sure, but was really hoping it wasn't going to be a full $70 game, being that it's a remaster.
What? You mean like every single Skyrim remaster?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear that there's Skyrim Easter eggs in the remaster, so...
I don't... No spoilers. I know this is like over a decade old, but no spoilers. Someone spoiled like a thing to me, and then I was like, "What? You mean I wasn't near the end of the game? And what? This happens?"
Oh, no.
And I don't want to spoil that for anyone else, especially if this is your first playthrough.
Yeah,
so,
I don't even know what the Easter egg was. I didn't read the article. I saw that there was.
I have been staying online to avoid spoilers on a game that's over a decade old. So that's
it's
fun.
Over 20 years old at this point.
I said over a decade.
Yeah. Somebody pointed out the other day too, though, that Skyrim is almost as old as Oblivion, and we haven't gotten Elder Scrolls 6 yet.
It's like the eras in game and lore. They're all different lengths, but eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, hope so.
Hopefully we're not in a dragon break of games.
I just realized that. Never mind. Not important. Thinking out loud.
Awesome.
Thinking out loud.
Awesome. We're doing great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're doing something.
Also, Stuka's almost done. Starting to practice the makeup. My Stuka cosplay,
No
it's
way.
almost done. Starting to practice the makeup, scared a small child while running around wearing the Stuka makeup.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that for you.
Like, she wasn't scared of Tharn when I had, like, I was wearing the fake beard and everything. Like, that's totally fine. That's hilarious. Stuka makeup? Nope.
Yeah.
That was a nope.
Orcs are scary, okay?
So is that
scary?
Is that something you're gonna have to do each time?
Every time. Every time.
Okay. So you're not able to make.
That's why I was practicing it. Because
Right.
that way I can, like, time how long it takes to dry. Well, I thought of just making all of the little scars and things and just, like, re-gluing them on the face, but the stuff I'd be using to that I'd be making them. Why did I just put them on every time? It'd be faster and I wouldn't have to worry about, like, and it only takes, like, 5 minutes for it to dry before I can put stuff on it, so it's fine.
Okay.
They're just a bunch of little dots. And I can do it blind, because, you know, can't wear my glasses when you're putting dots around your eyes. She has a lot of, like, scar tissue. That's what I'm assuming it, because it's all her skin tone, it's just... And I am learning way too much about Stuga. I could draw Stuga from memory.
Stuga's seen some stuff.
Alright, well, I guess the news isn't quite as big as it was the last time we were here, but we got some news, right?
New news. Not old news, new news.
New news. Newsy. So
He's
I guess
not here.
we're just going to go straight down the list. Is that the best order to go,
Good.
Nelly?
Yes.
Alright. So, who shall read this? Shall I read the first one? You have any preferences on which ones you want to read?
Sure. You can read the first one. It's not very long.
That's how I like it. I lose my breath easy, you know. Hey, I don't do that. Click the wrong link. Alright, Season of the Worm Cult Part 1 and Update 46 now live on the public test server, or PTS as some may know it. Squash the Worm Cult's machinations and game bugs alike by helping test the new update and content on the PC Mac public test server. The public test server, or PTS, has now been updated to include both the upcoming Seasons of the Worm Cult Part 1 content and the Update 46 base game patch, giving you access to a new storyline, Western Solstice, subclassing, and much more. To access the PTS, go to the Settings menu within the PC Mac ESO launcher by toggling the Show Public Test Environment option. You can then download and access the game client. Don't forget to leave feedback and report any bugs you come across by typing /feedback or /bug in chat. If you want to learn about the features coming in Update 46 or anything else to do with the patch, be sure to check out the preview blog and PTS patch notes on the ESO forums. Which of the Update 46's new additions and improvements are you most excited to experience? And let us know over on Social Stuffs. So have either of you, since you dabble in the PC stuff, played around with any of that yet?
I do not have the space on my hard drive. So, no PTS for me. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of chatter about it, so I think there's lots of good stuff coming. But, yeah, I actually haven't even I'm going to be honest, I haven't even gotten to read the patch notes yet because just of real life, there hasn't been time.
Right.
But my hope is to do that soon.
Well, the patch notes change from week to week, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I've seen really has been just a little bit about some of the changes to the classes, and they've made some fairly significant changes from what I recall to some of the classes. There were a handful of changes people seem to generally like, and a couple of changes that seem to not be so well received. But those things could change again and again before we actually see it go live. So
Yeah.
won't spend too much time
Very
on
true.
that. But
That's normal. People are always upset with class changes.
Yeah, what I will say is, following along with some of the people that do, builds and are build people, there was a lot of initial stuff with the subclassing that was just incredibly, I don't necessarily want to say overpowered, but it was pretty overpowered. But also they had a lot of things on PTS the first week that were some glitch issues in terms of like how things were stacking, or there were certain skills that were not cooling down, things like that. So people were hitting extremely high DPS.
One-shotting the trial dummy.
Yeah, kind of stuff like that, right? So, I think they needed to work some of those things out, and that's been sort of the big thing. So if you are on PTS and you are seeing things like that, please be sure to report it, because it makes things a lot better for everybody in the long run. But yeah, I mean, for me, it looks like there's going to be some fun stuff that comes out of that, and I'm really excited to see it.
The one piece of feedback I saw that I hadn't really thought too much about, but was that there might be some issues with balance with subclassing, because the original classes had their DPS skills spread across all three of their skill lines somewhat, where the newer classes have like a dedicated DPS skill line, tank and healing skill lines, or at least more so. I haven't looked into that. It's just one piece of feedback that I saw, and that puts some of the original classes at a disadvantage because you couldn't get all of their DPS skills.
Yeah, I think they were working through that. A while back, some certain skills moved skill lines and stuff as well. So
yeah, we may see more of that
to look at. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's up on PTS. So if you've got access to that and want to check it out, you can do that now. It's now live on the not live server.
Wow.
Well, what? I thought that was a good joke. All my jokes are good jokes. Everybody knows that.
I was going to agree with you till you said that last statement.
There you go.
Gwen, you're in true Oblivion spirit. We all know that you're an adoring fan.
Wow. Oh boy.
Don't tempt me.
I can feel the eye roll from here.
All right. So did y'all see the ESO Direct, or did anybody miss it?
I saw it twice. Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw it, and then I also watched the German one.
Nice. I did not get to watch the post show that had like all of the post show anyway. It had some of the other stuff on it, but I tried to catch most of it.
Well, what about those that did miss it?
Yes,
they did.
was it 2025 ESO Direct for your monkey pet?
Yep, that's it. So if you did miss it, you can claim your monkey pet by putting 2025 ESO Direct in to claim the reward code. It says currently that it's valid until June 20th at 10 a.m. So it looks like that's going to be their cutoff date, if you will,
Do
because, well, that makes sense, because that's when the chapter is releasing.
And if you are a console user, remember, you have to go to the Elder Scrolls Online website and redeem it that way.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. Is that something that's even available to just go on the console and do?
No, you have to do it on the website.
You got to go into your actual account via the Elder Scrolls Online website. And you can sign in with your PS credentials, by the way.
Yep.
So, but if you're looking to catch up on the other announcements and reveals from the direct live stream, you can actually still go to the Bethesda page, I believe, and you're able to actually see it. But they also showcase the Seasons of the Worm Cult adventure, the new 2025 content pass, and the update 46 base game patch. So if you missed it, you can actually re-watch it in its entirety on YouTube at a link that is listed in the article that we are currently looking at. The reveals also didn't finish there, though. They ended up going with, after the ESO Direct, to the community team members, Gina Bruno, Jess Folsom, and then they had Rich with them, and they did a live stream that recapped the big news, shared more stuff around Update 46. That's where we actually found out about the Furnishing Vault, which was pretty cool. It also said that additionally you may have heard that those who watched the Direct Live received a special reward code for the monkey in-game pet. And like we said, luckily there is still time to claim your furry friend.
I mean, if you like monkeys.
If you like monkeys. But I mean, why wouldn't you claim it? It's free. Anyway, are you excited to sink your teeth into what's coming to ESO throughout the rest of 2025? Let us know. There is one clarification that I wanted to, hold please, nab from here. Oh gosh, I gotta find it. Maybe I actually have it saved on my phone. I got a clarification on ESO Plus and the Content Pass. Oh please. Let me, and it was posted on the forum, so it is okay to share. But I believe I have an actual clarification on this. I'm looking for it right now.
And while you were doing that, I just got my pet.
Yay! Oh man, am I gonna have to actually go back and manually search through Discord? I think I might.
Ruh-roh.
Okay, hold on. I've got one other spot I can actually search. Give me 1 second. I just wanted to read it or like discuss it word for word. Oh, this is one thing that I did want to go to. Okay, so two things that there have been clarification on. This was an in case you missed it. Scribing is going to actually be coming to the base game free for all players to claim in the Crown Store in mid-July with an associated Golden Pursuit that's coming. So the reason that they announced this is because you can actually see scribing in the Crown Store on PTS currently as part of the testing, but they will not be selling scribing in the Crown Store. So it was just a way to obtain it basically via PTS for them to test stuff. I think they just wanted to clarify that it's not going to be something that will be being purchased in the Crown Store later. The other thing too is if you do miss the associated Golden Pursuit that's coming, you would be able to claim it actually from the Crown Store as a permanent move to the base game. So there's going to be like this short window basically where when Gold Road moves to ESO Plus, the Crown Store is basically players who don't currently own scribing won't be able to purchase or gain access to it while that transition is happening. And then once they do that, then that'll be okay. The other thing too is, I know a lot of people were asking about what happens next year with chapters rolling over and things like that. So currently the Solstice Zone is going to be the premium content, basically like they did with previous chapter zones. It will be added to the content, potentially, that ESO Plus members gain access to with an active subscription sometime in 2026. However, the rewards that are going to be extra that will come with the 2025 Content Pass will only be attainable if you get the Content Pass before the Seasons of the Wormcult Part 1 launches in June. The other thing, too, is the Writhing Wall event that's going to take place in the Solstice Zone is only going to be available via this year's Content Pass. Players who don't have access to the Seasons of the Wormcult content will be able to participate in the activities, just like we've previously mentioned, that are not in the Solstice Zone. More information's coming on that in the future, but I just wanted to share that information because it's going to be updated. It probably already actually has been updated within the FAQ that's found on the forums. So if anybody wants a little more clarity, or if you're a person that's not auditory and you're much more visual for yourself, you can head over to the actual forums and read the stuff there under the FAQs that have to do with the Content Pass. But those are two things that just dropped this week that I really wanted to share, because one of them we just got about 3 days ago, and then the other one I think just came in like 2 days ago as well. So hopefully
that is a lot of good info. Thank you for sharing that. That is a lot of good, useful info.
Yeah, you're welcome. Not a problem. So obviously they still don't have everything ironed out for 2026 and kind of what the Content Pass models are going to look like. They're just trying to like bridge the gap, I think, right now, as they're figuring out how things are going to be moving forward with future content. But also they don't want to alienate people who pay for ESO Plus. They don't want to alienate people who want to buy the stuff that will allow them to participate in the Writhing Wall and get all that additional content that's potentially coming along with that stuff and the earnables that are coming. So I just wanted to clarify a little bit for everybody.
Very cool. All right. Well, all of the announcements and the ESO Direct, all those videos and stuff will be linked in the article. There's also the code, in case you don't remember. Don't type it in our chat. ESO or 2025 ESO Direct. Don't type that in our chat. It won't get you anything. It didn't get you anything in the Bethesda chat. It won't get you anything in ours. So
never. Don't monkey around with that.
Lots of.
If you're gonna type anything in our chat, it needs to be !dragon.
Why?
Because that's the big joke about the Elsewhere event. The one time, it was like one of the giveaway codes, and then it's been like a joke ever since. Someone always types it at least once a stream, and then it got wild because people were just typing it so much that it turned into a thing. So, dragon !dragon after Elsewhere has been a thing for forever.
Nice.
It's hysterical. Gina's always like, do not type that in the chat during live streams, and someone inevitably does.
All right.
I think we should always type that in chat, because why not? Keep it alive.
Dragons in your chat? What are you gonna do?
Ignore them. They go away.
Oh, so fun little thing about work. My job is the same that it's been for a long time, but I do believe that my job is a critical role.
They have to have the pizzas cut, otherwise, no pizza.
You know what? That is a critical role. It was a nat 1. That was a nat 1 for segueing.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! So basically what she said is she gave you one shot.
Anyway, critical role return to
I'm gonna go get
Tamriel
some
for a
M&Ms
new...
now.
Okay. Who's reading this one? You?
You were,
We've
right?
completely devolved, and I love it.
Critical role returns to Tamriel. One-shot adventure. Get ready for Critical Role once again to return to Tamriel for an all-new one-shot production. We're thrilled to partner up again with the role-playing rogues of Critical Role for a new tabletop session set in ESO's second era. This new adventure will be hosted live on twitch.tv/Critical Role Tuesday, April 29th. That's in 2 days at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And following players: Liam O'Brien is the Laura Bailey, Matthew, Evan Michael Lee, Joe, Luis Carrazzo. Of course, this isn't the first time the Critical Role team has explored Tamriel. Be sure to check out their previous adventures as well. Once again, like last week, someone's going to have to actually listen to this and then tell me all about it, because I'm still too young to listen to podcasts.
Well, the good news is, I think that this one is on Twitch, so it's not even a podcast.
I guess I can watch this then.
Yeah, you can watch this one.
Does that mean it's a vodcast?
It's a vodcast.
I'm too old for those.
Wow.
I mean, technically I'm making one right now, right?
I was going to say, well, since I'm perfectly in between both of your ages, I guess I'm the only person allowed to do anything, and I will try and watch it.
I still need to catch up on the last one.
I'm too old for podcasts and too young for email. And like that Ghostbusters song, I'm too hot to handle and too cold to hold.
Wow. What?
That went over my head. So, say all the right things with the player response options, which never seems to do.
Boo.
Boy. Dang. She burned you. You need some aloe for that?
Yeah, maybe. Get some ointment.
I want to read this article. I'm really excited for this one. Okay. I'm excited for this. You know, we were introduced to player response options just right before the Oblivion remaster, which is kind of a hilarious thing when you think about it, because of the personality and stuff of the Oblivion. Alright, so check out developer insights on the new player response options and the extended role-playing options they offer. Less murder hope. Already present in the free season of the Wormcult Prologue Quest, the new player response options truly showcase their potential in the upcoming seasons of the Wormcult Part 1, going live alongside Update 46. Graphics. Most basic level player response options adds another layer to the dialogue you're familiar with, one that is more nuanced. The player response options provide a wider role-playing choice for players, says project narrative director Bill Slavisek. In key situations, during certain cues, give you the option to respond to an NPC in a variety of ways. This will always lead to a different reaction from the NPC, and sometimes might even alter the path or ending of the quest. Players have always made choices in ESO, whether attempting to bribe officials, intimidate guards, or simply resolve a quest that requires choices. The player response options continue building on what exists and aren't even the first examples of their kind. We've experimented with changing up the player's usual voice over the years, specifically in tense or questline, but now we've made it an ongoing and visible part of the game. These options won't always be available, but you'll find them more often than past quests offered and more marked as to the intended tone. There are several such options available: kind, grim, merciful, ruthless, joker, and flirty. You'll always have our visual response, but other options will now be available, most notably kind and grim. That kind lets the player show support for an NPC. Grim lets them reply with a darker, sterner response. Characters with character. One of the great parts of the new player response options is the characters you get to respond to, of course. Fan favorite characters have always had repeat appearances in many ESO stories over the history, but this is the first time you'll get to interact with them on this level. In the case of some characters, the player response options codify and expand the groundwork that has already been laid by your interactions with them. The secret is, we've experimented with this recurring characters a lot over the years, says Levisek. When you got to flirt with Naryu or Darien or Jakarn, that was us testing the waters. When you got to get angry or sympathetic with a Valley Sharparrow during the Orsinium main quest, that was us letting the player earn their variations for our usual neutral voiced responses because of where we were at that point in the story. Your first taste of the new player response options is already on the live servers for you to try out via the new prologue quest, a great deal more alongside Update 46 for the release of Part 1 in the Solstice Zone. You're the sort of player who likes to dig into characters' relations and get inside their head. This makes the new content better than ever before. Even if you've never been much of a role player, you might find options provided invite you to start thinking like one. For example, in the prologue, you really get to test out the system when you encounter a wounded worm cultist. You need to get some information from them, says Slavsak. Is your character the kind of hero who uses the cleric or the stick to get what they require? Now you can explore both those options in this key moment in the story. Are you excited to try out the new player response options? Will you be a benevolent hero with a merciful outlook, or a grim and ruthless sort who gets things done no matter the cost?
Ooh. Well, I already played the prologue, and in the prologue I like that there were some options for the dialogue response, just like you mentioned from the article a minute ago. But yeah, it's definitely a little crazy because certain things will skip over some of those player response options as well, like if you ask additional questions or things like that. So you definitely have to think about what your responses are that you want to be.
I played through the one part that they were talking about with the helping the worm cultist, or not helping the worm cultist twice. And one time initially I was very, very mean, but then I played on another character. I'm like, you know what? Character is a necromancer. They're different. And it actually added a completely extra step to the quest where I had to go and find, like, worms.
That's cool.
It
was fun.
That gives people...
It was just another one.
I was just going to say, that gives people a reason to actually play another character and go through some of those quests again.
For sure.
For sure.
Because I was, then another time, so I just played them both different. I know a lot of people have kind of, or a couple of people at least I've talked to have already played through it a couple different times. But I was going through, and there was, I noticed specifically, like, Gabriella, I was kind of, like, angry the one time, so I chose a stern option, then she had an angry face in the background of some dialogue. I'm like, I wonder if that was because I chose the stern. So I chose the not stern option the second time. And, nope, it was not because of that. She just had an angry face for having an angry face.
Interesting.
Curious. Angry. Have you guys had any with this new system? Thoughts on it?
Oh, just what I said a minute ago. I've only done the prologue with it, and I thought it was great. I just didn't realize that you could accidentally, like, skip making those selections initially. Like, if you go and ask them, a couple of the characters, more questions or whatever, then it will, like, cut out that option at some point.
So you should go through and make your choices first and then ask all the extra stuff.
I think that's probably the safest bet, but also I don't want to guarantee that because I have a feeling that it probably depends on the quest.
Or, basically, it boils down to, Pay attention to your dialogue. Don't just click buttons.
Well, of course.
Well, I haven't actually done that yet, so I don't have anything to add on that. But the next one, I don't guess we really have to read this necessarily. It's more just kind of a, hey, this is out there now if you want to go.
Yeah, it's an awareness thing more so than anything else.
Yeah. So the ESO podcast episode 2 explores the game's early development and launch. This is the kind of funny thing, right? Kind of funny games.
Yes, it is the Kind of Funny Games podcast, and it's got Rich and Matt Firer on it.
So episode 2 of that is up. If you want to go check that out now. You can find it on the UberTubers. If you want to go watch it.
There's a link directly in the article too.
Yep. So we'll post that there if you want to check that out. We'll have have that article linked so you can pull that up and find that easily. And is that it for all the news stuff? I guess it was.
I believe so.
What was that, Gwen?
Technically the Lord.
Right. I had that.
But the newsy news.
Yeah, the newsy.
That news.
The
newsy
newsy
news that is newsy. The new news.
The newsy newses are completed, and now we go to the Loresy news.
The Loresy news. Yep, there we go.
The Loresy news. Huzzah! So, who would like to read this, or how do we need to read this? Is this one of those back and forth dialogues? No.
Nope, it's just a letter from King Faharajad of Sentinel.
Never, you get to be King Faharajad. Enjoy.
Okay. Just don't hate me for my mispronunciations. They're very profound.
How dare you? I know it's very difficult to pronounce things like, let me find a good word in here. Fighter.
Did you say Fighters Guild?
Yes, there aren't too many bad words in here. Or, like, not bad words, but hard words. That's what made me laugh.
Okay, we got, I'll mess up the worst of it for you to start out with, okay? You got the Phylakid Dynasty and the Lion of Antiphilos. There you go. I messed up the worst of it for you. Now you can do everything right.
Phylacid Dynasty and Lion of Antiphilis. Antiphilis? No, that's not right. Antiphilis. I don't know.
Antiphilis, like the Office character?
Yeah. Sure.
I'm very anti-Phyllis. All right. That's going to be used against me. Meet the character Prince Azah of Sentinel. Find out more about the heir of the Phylacid Dynasty, the Lion of Antiphilis, and the Crown Prince Azah of Sentinel in our latest Meet the Character. Guildmaster Merrick at Azwala. Greetings, my old friend. I write to you this day to request a boon of the Fighters Guilded. I'm kidding, it's Fighters Guild. I had to do
I'm dead. If I could come through this microphone and get you right now, I would.
No doubt, word has already reached you of my intention to send my son Azah, Crown Prince of Sentinel, to enlist in the guild. It is both my royal wish and my earnest personal desire that you take Azah under your wing and challenge him with every duty and responsibility you deem suitable. Prince Azah needs not only a new routine, but a new perspective on the world around him. I can think of no better place for him to attain that than at your side in the Fighters Guild. I assure you there is a purpose to this unusual request. Over the last few years, I have come to realize that the next King of Sentinel should not only possess personal experience of command in time of war, but also an intimate familiarity with the various peoples and realms of Tamriel. I need Azah to meet rulers and nobles who, thanks to this regrettable Three Banners War, are now our enemies. I cannot send the Crown Prince of Sentinel abroad in these times, but as a member in good standing of the Fighters Guild, Azah can travel many lands under the neutrality of the guild, all the while honing his skills at leading others in battle, improving his martial skills, and practicing diplomacy under your watchful and capable eye. I know you are already well acquainted with Prince Azah. He has looked up to you since he was a mere lad running wild in my palace, and you, the guard sergeant, chosen to train him in the sword. Since those days, Azah has grown into a fine and honorable man. Many of my people see the world through the blinders of our own traditions, rightful though they may be. However, Azah is bright, curious, and outward-looking by nature. In fact, I would say he possesses the heart of a scholar, loving knowledge for its own sake. Offer him a chance to learn, and I promise you he will prove an eager and able student. You know as well as I that Azah is a resourceful warrior already. His wisdom and valor in our confrontation against the Withered Hand proves that much. Yet so long as he stands in my shadows, it will be difficult for Azah to grow into the leader he must be on the day that I am called to the far shores. Guide him and counsel him as you must, Merrick, but also be sure to let him make mistakes and learn from them. Failure writes its lessons on a page. A man like Azah only needs to read once. One last thing. Do not coddle him. Do not cater to him as a royal, and especially do not let his comrades in the guild show him any special preferential treatment. I want him to experience the world as a true member of the Fighters Guild. Temper the polite and level passion of his youth with a little of the wildness the guild is known for. He is brave and skilled at battle, but he must become fearless and undefeatable to one day take my throne. Do this for me, my friend. Train my son, help him grow, and you will forever be praised in the halls of Sentinel and throughout the land of Hammerfell. In gratitude, King Faharaj of Sentinel. Azah of Sentinel has come a long way since his youth. Once a novice sword fighter, he is now a mighty warrior prince of Hammerfell. However, even the mightiest of champions must know when to call upon their allies. Lend Azah a helping hand during his investigation into the mysterious return of a dangerous cult during the new prologue quest, A Guild in Crisis, available now. Well, there you go. I don't think I did too terrible.
Nailed it.
Ah. Nice. Nice. Yeah, this ties directly into the A Guild in Crisis prologue, so it's fun. Did you both completed like the whole Fighters Guild quests at least once, right? At some point?
Yes.
Fighters
I'm gonna go
Guild.
back. I think I'm gonna go back and redo it on another character because I want to refresh.
Isn't Fighters Guild the one that you end up getting access to that armory? That's
Yes.
Like, okay. I do believe that I finished that. I think I had to do that in the Mages Guild to get access to some of the crafted sets. So I think that's why.
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me. Yes, I believe that's probably true.
A lot of yeses over here. Yes, you're correct on all of this. Never. Yes.
Well,
And my yeses are probably delayed because I'm speaking via Sigic Dwemer communication device.
Sigic communication device with a mouthful of Dwemer drops.
That's probably it. Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. That's done. The newsy news is done. The loresy news is done. And I haven't adventured too much this week, so outside of the tents where the impresario was located, I don't know where else the Dwemer have not been or are not currently.
Or they're not. They're not in the Earth Forge.
They're not in the Earth Forge.
Not currently.
That's what that place is called, right? The Fighters Guild.
No, it's something else. Earthforge is a different thing.
Is it? Now I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm kidding. I'll be able to sleep tonight.
Wood
Nice.
help
All right. Well,
a necromancer.
We only heard part of that, Gwen. What'd you say?
Would you help a necromancer?
I suppose
Would?
that depends on what they're doing.
Bleeding out.
Did you say eating out?
I said bleeding. Bleeding. Dying. Would you help a dying necromancer?
Depends on their crimes of necromancy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I'm not sure that I think necromancy is
it would
really
dep-
ever a good thing.
I think it would depend on the necromancer for me. Because, necro heals come in clutch right at the end there.
I don't know. It'd have to be a close personal friend that I knew was a necromancer by accident or something. I didn't mean to raise that guy to life.
I'm a necromancer by accident. That's not how it typically works in the lore, but sure, feel free, never.
I was walking through a graveyard and suddenly everybody came out of their graves. I don't know what happened, but they all started looking at me like baby birds and calling me daddy.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I did not raise you.
That was a wild tangent. All right.
Yeah.
Good answers.
What a time. What a time. We have a guild. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, was that our no more murder hobo question?
Yes, it was.
Because that's not what it says in the notes.
I know it doesn't. That was meant for last week.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, we do have a guild, I think. Don't we? The sore
As far
leakers.
as I know, it's still there.
We're talking about necromancers, so we're talking about, are we the sore leakers? Leaky sores?
Ew. No. That's disgusting.
Oh, lore seekers. Lore seekers. I'm sorry, I got my L and my S backwards. That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Told you, pronunciation struggle. We are the lore seekers. We are on all the platforms, so you should come hang out with us and play ESO if you're looking for a guild. We got one, and it's a pretty cool place to hang out. You want to tell them a little more about it?
Sure. I mean, I'm partial, but, that's fine. Should we talk about what we do on the PlayStation side of things first, or should we talk about how they
since
get
that's where we're sitting.
Yeah, we should. So on Mondays, we have our Mondays with Moki, which we do fishing or Cyrodiil or honestly group choice, I think, at this point.
It's
and
fishing
Moki,
for something. Don't know what we're fishing for, but it's fishing for something.
Fishing for something, but Moki takes the group through and does some stuff, so it's a great chance to hang out with guildies, get some achievements done, or just hang out and lurk as you're running around Tamriel and exploring. We also have our Treacherous Tuesday, which is where we focus on the dungeons, and that can be anything. It can be like an achievement run, it can be a lore run, it can be, sort of whatever you want to make it. That one doesn't have an official sign-up, but it is just a day that we focus on trying to get groups together to do those sorts of things. Our podcast was actually formed out of a Treacherous Tuesday group, which is kind of fun and a little bit of our lore, I guess you could say. So we always like to remind people about that. And then last but not least, we have our Fearless Friday with Arthuria Dragoon, because we are undaunted.
Undaunted?
Undaunted. Yes.
We are undaunted.
Undaunted. That's right. So that is where we get together and we do the Undaunted Daily Delve, I should say, and the Undaunted Dailies together to have fun and get through some of that stuff. So those are our current events that are running weekly over on the PlayStation side of things.
Now, if you're interested in joining to those part of any of those events, but you're not part of the guild, go to loreseekers.club, follow the link, bring you to the Discord, fill out an application, and back to you.
Yeah, typically we like to get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. So hopefully we get you all in and get you added. We've actually had a big flood of a lot of applications and stuff lately, so that's been awesome. Keep them coming. We're happy to get new guildies in and get people in there to, do new stuff and lead new things and be part of our lore fam. So love having
you don't
people
play on
there.
PlayStation, but you play on the other two. We also have spots for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We got spots everywhere. But not like in a bad way. Not like we need a healer. Not those kinds of spots. But X does mark the spot, and that's also where you can find us, over on X at Snugpod Cast. A terrible transition that was.
No. That was smooth.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can find us over on X at Snug Podcast. You can also find us over on twitch.tv/Snug Podcast. That might be where you're watching us or listening to the replay right now or watching the VOD. And you can also find us over on YouTube by searching for Snugpod Cast. We are looking at getting a Blue Sky as well. I just haven't had the time to actually sit down and do it. But soon.
And if you want to tell us if you would save a necromancer that was bleeding out and dying, you can email us that answer at snugpodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. And I hear him back on the mic, so I'm not sure what he was gone for, but
I've been right here.
never separate. Oh yeah, you've been right there?
Yeah, my headset's getting close to dying, so I was trying to find the cable to connect it to my microphone before it died, because it's beeping in my ear, and it's not where it was. So I was trying to find it, and I haven't yet. So hopefully my headset doesn't die on me, because if it does, the sound's going to come through my sound bar and into the mic, and it's going to be a headache. Anyway.
Well, we are thankfully towards the end of our show.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
We've done everything.
We've done all the things. So,
all of the things. Checklist checked.
All right. Well, for those that were here with us live, thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. And for those of you who are listening to this or watching this at some time, not right now, we appreciate you as well. Thanks for letting us be part of your day. Hopefully it's been a good part, and hopefully you've enjoyed just listening to us chatter and banter about a video game, because it's just nice to have some things to talk about in this crazy world sometimes that are just for fun, and that's what we do. So thanks for being here with us, and until next time, which will hopefully be next week, take care of yourself, take care of others, be a decent person, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Sleep well, Tamriel.